If you look at your life and see unfinished projects everywhere, a guitar you meant to practice, a half-built website, books you read halfway, and a sudden obsession with something completely new, there's a quiet thought that follows you. What's wrong with me? You are told that focus is maturity, that success comes from choosing one path and staying on it. And if you can't do that, it must mean you lack discipline. But psychology tells a very different story. Today, we're going to explore why having too many interests isn't a flaw. It's a sign that your mind may be built for a future most people aren't ready for yet. Society has a label for people like you. They call you a dilettante, unfocused, inconsistent, undisciplined. You might even repeat the phrase, "Jack of all trades, master of none," to yourself as proof that you're falling behind. But that quote was never meant as an insult. The full version ends with, "but often better than a master of one." And psychology suggests that what feels like scattered curiosity is actually something else entirely. Not a failure to commit, but a nervous system that is constantly scanning for patterns. For most of the last century, success followed a simple shape: one skill, one path, one lifelong role. Psychologists call this a kind environment, a world where the rules stay stable and repetition guarantees reward. But your brain knows something your anxiety hasn't put into words yet. You don't live in a kind environment anymore. You live in a wicked one. The rules change, industries vanish, expertise expires. And in a world like this, specialization isn't strength, it's fragility. So you drift. One year it's fitness and physiology, then music production, then programming, then philosophy. From the outside, it looks chaotic, but cognitively, something else is happening. Psychology calls it far transfer. Most specialists use near transfer. They solve familiar problems with familiar tools, but your mind pulls ideas across domains. You connect systems that were never meant to touch. A programmer who once studied agriculture doesn't just write code, they design ecosystems. That's not distraction, that's synthesis. You feel behind in life because you're measuring yourself incorrectly. You're not meant to be T-shaped, broad knowledge with one narrow specialty. You're M-shaped, multiple pillars of depth, connected by curiosity and pattern recognition. But here's the mistake that causes burnout: trying to build every pillar at the same time. That's not how M-shaped minds grow. They grow in seasons. You don't abandon interests, you complete phases. Art in one season, technical skills in another, stability when needed, exploration when possible. One person realized this at 53. They stopped forcing a single identity, let one skill pay the bills, protected their energy, and allowed the others to exist without guilt. Eventually, those paths converged, not because they rushed, but because they waited. That's the geometry of the M shape. In biology, redundancy isn't wasteful, it's survival. Elephants rarely get cancer because they have multiple backup systems. Your interests work the same way. If one industry collapses, you pivot. If one skill loses value, another carries you. You're not unstable, you're resilient. Those unfinished projects weren't failures. They were semesters in a university you built yourself. You were never meant to be one thing. You were meant to connect things, to see bridges where others see silos, to adapt where others break. If this helped something click for you, leave a heart in the comments. And if you want deeper research on structuring life in seasons, subscribe and explore the quiet insights. You're not behind, you're just early to the future.